Hi, I'm Steph from Flow Studio, and with only 3 days into the launch of the Cursed Underworld update, we've got quite a lot to talk about. In this video, we're going to talk about the game-changing Cursed Dungeons, a new hectic dungeon crawling experience that's coming to Lens Island on September 10th. So why have we made Cursed Dungeons? Cursed Dungeons are a way for you to opt into a much harder dungeon crawling experience, with higher consequences for a higher reward. You can play through a Cursed Dungeon at any time, whether you'd like to challenge yourself to obtain high-level gear early in the game, or you prefer to save them for extended gameplay after you've completed Lens Island. It's up to you. Every dungeon in Lens Island can become cursed. You can do this by completing the original dungeon and lighting the keystone at the very end. Then once you leave the dungeon, you'll now be able to interact with the obelisk outside and activate a cursed version of the dungeon by fueling it with dark essence. And the main dungeons can only be cursed if their 3 keystone dungeons are completed in curse mode. Now, I guess you're wondering how hard they are. Cursed dungeons are a fair bit harder and unforgiving than normal dungeons, as they have elite enemies, limited visibility, more hazards like boulders sometimes falling from the ceiling, and traps to keep you on your toes. There are also no healing braziers to give you a boost of health, so you must enter fully geared up with plenty of food and potions on hand. But don't worry, if you die in the cursed dungeon, the dungeon will then reset and uncurse itself, so then you'll be able to retrieve your backpack in a safer environment. However, if you want to attempt the cursed dungeon again, you'll have to activate the obelisk with the dark essence for a second time. There are new variants of enemies that are predominantly found in the cursed dungeons. These include elite voids that are on fire and shoot fireballs, electricity towers that shoot spheres of lightning, elite boss fights including a crazy fire troll and double void boar battle, and dark braziers that are lit purple and are used to heal nearby enemies. However, these can be extinguished lighting any nearby enemy on fire. Most elite enemies are only found in the cursed versions of the dungeons, and you'll find these dungeons become increasingly more difficult with harder enemies to conquer the more that you explore. And the benefits of conquering a cursed dungeon is that in each of them there is a high tier loot chest waiting to be opened at the very end. They will give you rare armor and stacks of gold, a much higher reward than completing the regular dungeons. You can also unlock new Steam achievements for completing many boss fights and the cursed dungeons. Are you looking forward to playing these cursed dungeons? Let me know in the comments. Bye for now.